So, Black Widow. This movie has been a roller coaster up until it came out this month. I wonder why. Yeah, due to the pandemic, the movie was delayed a few times. To be honest though, that didn't even really matter because this movie is just kinda mediocre. Yeah, being blunt here, this movie honest to god just bored me to death. The only other MCU movies to do that were Thor 2 and Black Panther. Before I explain why I think this movie is boring, I should describe the plot. This movie, surprisingly, is not about the origin of Black Widow, but what happened between Civil War and Infinity War. Yeah, for some reason they don't show much of her origin. Other than the opening credits, which was pretty good. But the majority of this movie is Black Widow with her fake sister trying to stop the Red Room, who is ran by this Russian guy I don't remember the name of. To do this, she enlists the fake Russian parents from the opening, and she randomly starts asking about her real mom for some reason. Sorry if I'm skimming a bit. This movie is so forgettable. They trick the guy in the Red Room with the mask from the Winter Soldier, and they save the other widows, which I forgot to mention there were other widows. There's also a mind control thing where they have to free the widows with this red nerve gas looking shit. What the fuck is this movie? To be honest, I just didn't care that much for the plot. Literally, while I was in the theater, I kinda just turned my brain off during the climax. I just wanted it to be over from how boring it was. The characters at least are likable enough, even though they are forgettable. I don't even remember most of their names. Black Widow is the most average in my opinion. Natasha has a little more character in this movie, but not much. Now the fake Russian family is more likable. Crimson Dynamo is the best thing in this movie. The sister is fine. She's probably the second best thing in this movie. Pretty likable, pretty quirky, but not like too quirky. And the mother I can remember nothing about. Just like the villain. The villain is what Cosmonaut, another YouTuber who does movie reviews, calls an ERJB, or Evil Robot Jeff Bridges. He's that. There's nothing memorable about him. He's just generic villain number one, and I hope you're seeing a pattern. This movie is really forgettable. Honest to God, I forgot that Taskmaster was even in this movie when writing the script. Oh yeah, let me talk about Taskmaster for a bit. Such a waste. This has got to be the worst version of Taskmaster, and that's such a shame. He's one of the coolest Marvel villains. They completely wasted him, or her. Yeah, for some reason, Taskmaster is the villain's daughter who was blown up by Black Widow in this one other mission that she did with Hawkeye, which seems more interesting of a movie. Like, that's the only motivation the villain has from what I can remember. Well, I'm betting I can say the CG... Oh my god. The CG in this movie looks like a frickin' PS4 game. Why has this just been a trend with Marvel movies recently where the CG looks about as bad as a video game from 2002? Dear lord, look at Black Panther! And to be honest, the choreography isn't much better. It's standard Marvel movie stuff. I do like though how they make fun of that weird ass pose from Iron Man 2 at least. Honestly, what else is there to say? This is one of the weakest movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At least in my opinion. I feel like with a few rewrites and some pacing fixes, the movie could be way more enjoyable, but that's all the time I have.